In this video, Lonerbox reacts to an Oxford University student boldly calling out HasanAbi during a heated debate.
There ain't no way. What?
Of the atrocities. But when we talk about the murder of gay people en masse in Yemen, when we talk about, for example, Tibet's oppression under China, or when we talk about what Hamas has done to gay people within that, or what they...
Prime Minister David.
Shut up!
Conversation even before.
So where's this guy? Here we are.
I guess the thing I was talking a little bit about was, you know, I know you're not a fan of, I'm not a fan of him either, but, you know, Richie Torres sent a big letter, but...
Oh, God.
But in particular, there were some comments in there about sort of dismissing, a lot of people did feel very upset at the time, I remember seeing it, about dismissing Wham! October 7th as rape fantasies, rape hallucinations. I mean, the UN has gone, checked, verified.
No, you know what's ironic?
Yeah, they have,
You want to know what's ironic about that?
Backpedal the fuck, Hasan. Go on. Don't say only one.
So that was a 17-second clip that Richie Torres got from a group of people that are, like, you know, trying to present this narrative that I am a vicious anti-Semite that is a rape denialist. And what's really interesting about that clip is that I went back because I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And I went back and I looked at the 17-second clip that he put in that. And it was actually from a broader conversation where I was arguing against someone who was denying rapes. And I was like, no, I think that there is a very high likelihood that sexual assaults occurred. And I even brought up the UN report that you're suggesting that that there was at least one documented instance of first-hand account testimony from one of the hostages that sexual assault had happened. And that there is no reason to...
By the way, where's the fucking clip? When Hasan can't ban the chatter.
My position was that Evan.
Where's the Where are we?
If there was multiple rapes that took place on October 7, this does not change anything for me in this considered me to be anti-Semite of the... Bro, what rapes did fucking October 7? This does not change anything for me in this dynamic. What rapes did Hezbollah do? Bro, what rapes did fucking Hamas do? What are you talking about? Oh yeah, the Stop Anti-Semitism account that considered me also, once again...
And took two...
Why is he doing this? Why is he going with just like there's only one? It's such a fucking disgusting... That's not what the UN said, you lying fuck. I know you don't ever read any of these reports. Hang on. Where's the full thing? UN report, right? October 7th. Full media. All right. Mission report. The professor cosplay. Love it. Okay. So they had two standards, reasonable grounds to believe and also clear and convincing evidence, both of which is quite basically about as good as you're going to get for rapes that happen in war. You're generally not going to get video footage of it. You're generally not going to get people who survive to tell the tale unless it's the hostages. And you're generally not going to get forensics. The generally doesn't happen in war when rapes happen. We don't hold the same standard for rapes that happened in 48. We don't hold the same standard for rapes that happened in 1982 in the Sabra Shatila massacre. We usually go by reliable witness testimony. And there is quite a bit here. For example, I never hear him talk about this. Conflict related occurred, including gang rape in at least 3 locations. Reasonable grounds to believe that multiple incidents of sexual violence took place with victims being subjected to rape and or gang rape and then killed while being raped. Credible sources described finding murdered individuals, mostly women whose bodies were naked from the waist down. Reasonable grounds to believe that multiple incidents of rape, including gang rape, happened around the Nova site. Other accounts that could not be verified, so they're separating the reliable ones from the less reliable ones. There are further accounts of individuals who witnessed at least 2 incidents of rape of corpses of women. Okay. And this is just from like a 2-week fact-finding mission. Where's the, it wasn't stripped, was it waist? Where's it waist down? Credible sources described finding murdered individuals, mostly women, whose bodies were naked from their waist down and some totally naked, which is pretty strong circumstantial evidence of rapes. The mission team also found a pattern of bound, naked, or partially naked bodies from the waist down. Bear in mind, this all happened in less than 12 hours. Hamas had free reign over these civilian communities, the kibbutzim and the Road 232 and the Nova Festival site. They had free reign over these areas for about 6, 7, 8 hours before the IDF arrived. And this is how much they were able to accomplish in terms of rape. Like, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict over the last 75 years, compared to pretty much any other like major conflict, has not really had that many rapes on either side. There's been sexual abuses and things like that, like forced prolonged nudity for the Palestinian women prisoners. There was obviously the horrific stories from Sdei Teiman, but generally throughout the last 75 years, there's not been much of this. Like the amount of concentrated like sexual assault that Hamas was able to accomplish in less than half a day. And Hasan's just like, yeah, I suppose one happened, but every time someone brings it up, I'm going to scoff at them. And or I'm just going to say, bro, what rapes did Hamas do? Fuck you, man.
To disparage or to claim that it did not happen when there is at least evidence that it did, and that it had not changed the dynamic of genocide for me even a little bit. And I think
that the way in which you said that to a lot of people sounded very, very dismissive. Like, especially to
no, he's 100% dismissive. He's just going to retcon all of it now because he's a cunt. Yeah,
relatives who are
because he'll just again a propagandist. You just say whatever gets you through the current moment that you're in, even if it completely contradicts something that you said in the past.
All had felt that, you know, the loss of life on that day.
So let me ask you this question.
Traumatic for the Jewish community.
Let me ask you this question. Now that you know the broader context, do you feel as though, like, do you feel like you were maybe duped? I don't want to say duped, but like that you saw this that was like very clearly out of.
He's so fucking manipulative, bro. You literally hosted The Intercept where they tried to nitpick into every single witness statement, with even to the extent that they were willing to quote fucking Blumenthal. They were willing to quote Blumenthal and apparently discredit one witness because he said, I witnessed it, but also at one point I looked away. And apparently, oh, how did you see it if you looked away? Really, you can't do two things at once. You can't see a thing, decide you don't want to look anymore, and then look away. Holy shit.